Hey guys, Ryan here. Thanks for tuning in as always. I had to get on here because coaching news is dropping faster than Tyron Arnold down a flight of stairs. But before I get into anything, please make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe. We got a goal of 100 subs coming up here. It's going fast, so just make sure you're one of the OGs if you're enjoying the content. We really appreciate it. But biggest news to start lately, that Hank Fraley staying in Detroit is so huge, and he actually got a promotion to be our run game coordinator in addition to remaining our offensive line coach. I've gone on record saying that the offensive line is the strength of our offense. I still believe that. It sets up everything, including the run game, and I think it's the perfect promotion for him. I was surprised by it, actually. I was surprised that he was able to turn down the job with the Seahawks to become their offensive coordinator. That's a big promotion, and you got to imagine a lot more money. And word on the street was that it was his if he wanted it in Seattle. So, I think he's doing something that Benedict Johnson did last year, and he wants to give it another ride and see where we go. But that is a huge thing that we're keeping Hank Fraley in Detroit. I know Frank Ragnow has been very adamant and verbal about wanting Hank to stay, and I'm sure the rest of our O-line feels that way. Speaking of which, Brad Holmes mentioned Kevin Zeitler and having to kind of reevaluate what we want from him moving forward. I'm not sure if he stays or goes, but Hank Fraley staying definitely makes all the rest of the offensive line moves that are coming a little bit easier, and it makes me feel better as a fan because our coaches are being plucked. So that's huge. Word on the street also is that Tanner Engstrand, our passing game coordinator, isn't going anywhere. So there was some buzz about him, possibly being promoted to our offensive coordinator, maybe even getting poached by another team. We don't know if he's going to become our OC or not, but rumors are that he's going to stay no matter what. So you have your passing game coordinator and your run game coordinator, which makes me feel a lot better as a fan because we're losing a lot of positional coaches here, many of them former players. And that's something that Dan Campbell kind of, he's a trailblazer in that way for this. I've never seen a coaching staff in the NFL with so many players being positional coaches. It doesn't happen normally. And I think that's kind of a new wave that's taking over the NFL. I think there's 5 or 6 current players as head coaches, but many more with these positional and coordinator roles. So, I think that, we'll just get right to it with Benedict Johnson and the Bears. They seem to like that too, these player coaches, and they took one of my favorites personally, Antwaan Randle, who has been awesome since he got here. I think we've gotten the most from a lot of our receivers, with some left to be desired for sure, but we're still going. I mean, you look at Amon-Ra's development, J-Mo's surge this year, a guy like Tim Patrick, who was cast away from the Broncos and, found a good year here in Detroit and hopefully more. Even guys like Khalif Raymond, making an impact. Huge coach that got poached by Ben Johnson and became the Bears' new assistant head coach and wide receiver coach. So although I'm happy for Antwaan and them move, it's frustrating. It's frustrating watching the Bears do this. I'm not going to lie, because they also took our assistant QB coach, JT Barrett, former Buckeye. He's probably happy about that. But he's going to Chicago as well to become their QB coach, their lead QB coach. So promotion for him too. And, you got to wonder if Ben Johnson was kind of planning all these moves all year, thinking about who I want to come with me, who I want to go, and what conversations were had with these guys prior to this week and getting hired to Chicago. Ben Johnson's quickly becoming public enemy number 1 in Detroit. It's just a different feel because you're going to go to a division rival and, fine, be pumped about it, whatever, but you start stealing our coaches on top of it. It's not a good look. So, I'm happy for those guys, but I hope they do terribly. I don't want more of our coaches to keep flying off, but with so many of our coaches being hired and kept and promoted and taken, you really got to wonder if the Lions had one of the best, if not the best, coaching staffs in the NFL. I mean, I know we're largely unproven in terms of what we've won, and we got a couple division championships, but no rings at this point. But the fact that all these teams are just jumping on our guys like this is crazy, with more to come. But it's at the same time, it's good that we were able to keep Fraley and Engstrand, which I believe is so huge for Jared Goff. I was on the episode last week on the pod talking about, because Ben Johnson is gone and Goff had a rough end to the year, you really need to, put a lot of support around Jared Goff, and you can't just switch up your entire offensive game plan on him. Obviously, Dan Campbell's still here and he'll be involved in that process, but keeping Tanner Engstrand as a passing game coordinator, where Goff has excelled under him for years now, is a very good sign. And it makes me feel a lot better after losing all these other guys. So, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to kind of report some breaking news and give my quick thoughts on it. We'll have more reactions coming up on coaching changes and these playoff games on this week's episode. So, before you go, if you're enjoying this content and, all these kind of videos are YouTube exclusive, just make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think about these coaches coming and going and who you want to stay, who you don't mind leaving. And, make sure you subscribe so you're notified of all future videos. But that's it for me, guys. I'm going to head out. Peace out. Take care.